is me on Loch Maree. I've travelled from Stirling overnight, car camp in the car park at Loch Maree, and I'm heading all the way down the Loch to Islands and then over to Loch Fionn and have a wild camp. Hope you enjoy it. I'm just sitting here just taking my time going up the loch and listening to the nature sounds in the background, and it's absolutely therapeutic is another word. Therapeutic. It's first aid for the mental health. It's all good for this stuff up here, I think. It's just being unplugged. But the irony is, whilst I'm saying being unplugged, unconnected, I'm doing this filming for YouTube and uploading it, etc, etc. It's fantastic. So that's a few hours in, and I've made it to the start of the islands. The wind's picked up a little bit. There's a few ripples on the surface of the water, and there's times the water's breaking the bow of the boat, so it's good fun. Let me just show you something. I just noticed this whilst I'm doing this filming. Do you see the yellow lines on the rock? Now, I'm no expert, but that's almost like a tide mark of pollen, I think. Well, that's what I'm thinking in my little head. Anyway, glorious day. Wind's picked up. I've not been doing too much filming, and I don't do too much filming when it's windy. It's both hands in the paddle, head down, and getting on with it, and that's what I've been doing. Glorious, absolutely glorious out here. Just the hills and the sun and the weather, it's just all bringing it to a great package of lushness. Does any of that make sense? I've stopped at a little beach in one of the islands on Loch Maree. Just wow. It is so peaceful, tranquil, bird sound. It is absolutely beautiful. I know you're only allowed to stay so long in these islands because the birds nesting, etc. So I'll be doing that. I'll be doing 20 minutes and then I'll be shooting. I've probably had about 10, maybe 15, so I'm just wrapping up. Not wrapping up, but I just stopped, stretched my legs, had something to eat. But look at this. On every trip, in every expedition, in every adventure, there's tough decisions that need to be made, and I'm standing at the other end of Loch Maree making a tough decision. It's taken me a lot longer than what I thought to get here, primarily because I've been paddling out in the wind. There's been a bit of a headwind. So I roughly left the start point at 9 o'clock, give or take 15 minutes or so, and I'm here roughly at 2 o'clock. So that's 5 hours. And I'm doubting whether to go on, as in to my end goal, which is the campsite up at Loch Fionn. I mean, I know what I need to do. So here's the tough decision. I'm not going to go on to the end campsite. I'm going to go back on Loch Maree. I'm going to head back down towards the car, and I'm going to put up the tent overnight and have a little campsite on the side of Loch Maree somewhere. Can't tell you how pleased this punch I am. Today was close to being a bit of a disaster. However, every cloud's got a silver lining. So I'm out here in Loch Maree today, and I had planned to go all the way up to that end of Loch Maree, do a 6k thereabout portage and jump onto Loch Fionn. That didn't happen. It didn't happen because of one main reason, and that's the winds. So one of the things that I take into account is the weather, and I like to do these things when there's a high pressure and low winds, sun, and it's just a nice day. It's a nice experience because I want to get a nice experience. What I never anticipated on was roughly 15 to 20 mile an hour winds going up the loch, and that's what I experienced today. And I kind of got that confirmed because as I was going in and out the channels or the islands in Loch Maree, I clocked another sea kayaker. Says he that's not in the sea, but he was in a sea kayak. And we were chatting about the wind, and he was saying that, yeah, it was certainly not forecasted to be what it is as we were experiencing it then. He reckons it was, well, 20 mile an hour gusts and steady for 20 mile an hour. But regardless, the wind going all the way up to Loch Maree took its toll. So when I was at the portage part, I was just ready just for going to the portage, but I thought by the time I do this portage, which is about 3 hours, and then paddle to the campsite, I'm going to be cream crackered, and that is something knackered, and I didn't want to be tired and restless But I didn't want to be tired at the end of this. I wanted to be fresh and still active and doing things, because the last time I was in Loch Lomond and I got to my campsite, I was fit for just eating and going to my bed. So what I've got is, I've got my camp set up, and I've got my fishing rod out. So before we go fishing, I just wanted to show you my campsite. So I didn't know this was here. I just came up here by chance. And I found this. Obviously not the bags in the tent, but the spot, the area was all clear. Now they were there before me, and there's a fire pit. But this has been a regular campsite of some sort, because if you look over here, there's sticks against a tree, as if it's been, you know, someone's been building some sort of shelter. And one of the good things about this spot is there's a breeze that's coming all the way through it. And there's no midge, very little. That wind is keeping the midges away. But what a fantastic campsite. That's my new tent I got for this trip. The last one was a big 3-person trip. This was a very small, compatible one. So that's camp set up. So that's a wee tour around the camp. Let's go and see if I can catch a fish. So this is my night out here on the beach, doing a bit of fishing. Now I know what you're thinking, because I was thinking the same thing too. Can I get much better than this? Yes, it can. I've got a brew dog tonight. I've got a brew dog, hazy G. I've got 3 brew dogs. The other 2 are in the water. I've got tins this time instead of glass. The last time I did this in Loch Lomond, I had glass, schoolboy error. Anyway, I've got hazy Jane. Never tried brew dog before, really, I don't think. Cheers. Okay, that's alright, that's alright. Right, most of you will know that I'm not a fisherman. I was just casting on the point just behind you guys. And I was switching off. I was just looking over at the sun going down, the islands, and I got a bite and it came off. So that tells me there's fish out there. Of course there's fish out there. It's a glorious night, glorious night in Scotland. Loch Maree, who would have thought? Who would have thought? Not me. It's a good cast. It's a good cast if you're lucky about this one. If you're lucky, the good one. I'm ready. Well, I'm just getting the last maybe 30 minutes of the sun going down. It's 8:30. And this beer is a puppet master, brewdog puppet master. Anyway, all 3 beers have been quite nice. I've done a little bit more fishing. Needless to say, never caught anything, which is fine. Never expected to get anything. So the wind's coming and going. It's picking up just now. And it's fine, it's keeping all the sort of midges and beasties at bay. I can see the sun going down behind you guys, and it's just absolutely, just with the cutting through the trees, the oranges, the bright white light, it's fantastic. Let me spin you around. I don't know if you're going to get that. Well, there you have it. There's the list. The sun going down about 15 minutes away, and that'll be it. Beautiful. Loch Maree, folks. Loch Maree. Have some of that. Well, good morning. Certainly a different feel to today's day. So I've been up, I've had breakfast, and the wind's blowing for a complete different direction. Again, it's not behind me, but it's in front of me, so I'm paddling back into the wind all the way back to the car, which I guess is it's okay. Paddling into the wind's fine, but it's certainly a lot windier out there today. So there you go. That's the conditions for this morning. Loch Maree. Just look at the beautiful clouds. I don't know if you'll be able to see that up there, just nestling into the hills. Okay, so that way, about 10 or 15 k's is the car, maybe about 3 hours paddling, thereabouts. That's the task for today. I've had a great time here, a fantastic spot, absolutely fantastic spot, loved it. It's sad to go in a way. I'll probably come back here, maybe in a winter camp. A winter camp would be nice, because there would be zero midge. Right, okay, so I've stripped the camp down almost, that I'm ready to go. I've just got a wee coffee to finish. I'll show you the campsite now. So there's a campsite, the tent's gone, tent's all packed away with all my stuff. So I've got a little pack here, pack there. Okay, on the water. Okay guys, so every adventure has an ending, and this is my ending. So yesterday arrived at Loch Maree, and the intention was to paddle that way, do a 6k portage, and then hook up to Loch Fionn. However, never happened, as you've already found out. I only got to the end of the loch, too tired, paddling against the wind. However, what I was happy about are the choices and the decisions that I made throughout the course of yesterday and today. So choosing to come back down the loch was a result. It was a win for me. Setting up camp where I set up was another win. And then in the morning, I took another sort of key decision from a paddling point of view. So I was on the opposite side of the loch, and at some stage I would have had to cross to this side to get to the car. Now at that time the weather again was gusting, really strong, I don't know, 15-20 miles an hour, and the thought of paddling across the loch at this end, about 500 metres, didn't excite me. So the shorter crossing was at that end, only about maybe 50 metres or so to some of the islands, and then I eddy hopped all the way down the islands, and that was another good decision. So 2 good decisions were made by me, all good, and sod's law, man, the winds really died down. So these videos that Karen and I do are all about sharing our adventures, the A, to inspire people, the I, and to motivate, aim, it's the AIM. I hope this has done it for you, because the thing is, guys, life's short. Go out and do something, hike, bike, run, walk, get a paper at the shop, get some rolls at the shop, do something different, because none of us are getting out of this alive. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hasta luego.